I do humbly say, what the Hey guys, welcome back. I don't know, I'm upset. Well, I mean, not so mad. I'm just disappointed in Raja Dev's like 40-second crystal reduction, cooldown reduction. Like, we couldn't think of anything else better to nerf. Like, nothing at all you can think of. Like, absolutely nothing. Well, it is what it is. But since Crystal Coffin cooldown has gone up in seconds, well, set at 40, that is, we should talk about how can we overcome this. It's a fact that Sin is dropping in PvP ranking, but it's okay. People who like to play Sins, maybe this is a good discussion to have. Well, normally people like to play a straightforward Sin. There's not really many flashy Sins like myself out there. And what do I mean flashy? I don't base my attacks and everything on buffs or debuffs or shields or anything like that. I mean, it has a big role to play, but I play more mind games. Like, I bait my opponents in. I force them to use certain skills that I want them to use. And I feel that this will be the new meta of Sin. The reason for that is because you need to be more careful now. You don't have that low cooldown for your crystal. You can't always be immune. You gotta be smart, you gotta be quick to the draw, and you gotta be very, very careful. It's like you're swimming in the water blindfolded with a bunch of sharks. You gotta know what you're doing. Especially when you're facing people of higher rating. The Crystal Coffin plays a huge role in staying alive. So how do we get rid of this issue? How do we get rid of this obstacle as assassin players? My only solution that I personally can come up with is don't get hit. And I know a lot of people, especially ones that I face, they cuss me out because they say that Sins aren't supposed to run. And the thing is, I don't run. If you watch my Sin gameplay, I actually stay back and I wait for my opponent to do what they want, and I burst in with a large scale attack and I get back out into the clear without getting hit, you know? That's how I feel Assassin is supposed to be played. I'm not saying it's the right way. I'm just saying that for me, it's better. I like to play a lot like a Reaper as an assassin, and I think that should be the new way we do things as Sins. Don't get hit, basically. And every day, my opponents ask me, or even friends, they just ask me, how am I so fast while I play assassin? Because in split seconds I'm here, then I'm there, and then I'm there. It's a whole process. It's a entire culture, I think. Like, the thought behind it is I build crit and mobility over everything. A lot of people build multi-strike, a lot of people build AP, a lot of people build defenses, but to me, crit and mobility is the god. Why? Because I don't like being touched. There's COVID out here and don't touch me. And I'm just thinking that if Raja assassins would adopt this style into their gameplay, their 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 Raja lives would be a lot easier because they're getting hit less and they don't need to use Void and Crystal that often. Um, but it will make you think. It will make you play that mind games with them. And everything everything that happened with Sin, with just that 40-second set CD for Crystal, is Sin has been dropping a lot in PvP ranking. It's easy to see, and it just feels unnatural to play Sin anymore. But once we get it down, once you get it unlocked, I can almost guarantee that majority of the Sin population will have switched to a more mobile style, so they don't need to use Crystal very often. Another thing that I was thinking about was, since I'm Mr. Dragonblood, was do we still use Wingless Owl? I mean, if you have the rating and, sure, but if you're lower rating, what's a good transitional Dragonblood to, help you learn the style for mobility, help you get into that groove? Fenrir, straight up perfect. It's perfect. It's got that shield. It's got that attack, the debuff for your enemies for their cooldown and their healing. It has all of that. So I think Fenrir is gonna be the new Big Daddy, because Wingless Owl, trust me, Wingless Owl is amazing. But for people who don't already play a flashy Sin, when they're transitioning over to that flashiness, they need another insurance like Fenrir's shield. I don't know. I'm just rambling on at this point. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. But other than that, you know what it is. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, how we should attack this obstacle. Other than that, we out. Peace.